where you trade snow shovels for palm trees and find freedom in every sunset. For decades, the Sunshine State was America's paradise where retirees settled, families flourished, and investors struck gold. But what if that dream is starting to rot beneath the surface? In 2025, something unsettling is happening. Quiet streets, empty listings, deals falling apart, and homes once selling in days now sitting, unwanted, for months, and no one's talking about it. Behind the beaches and palm trees, a storm is brewing. One that's not made of wind or rain, but of falling prices, rising costs, and vanishing buyers. It's a slow-motion unraveling of one of the hottest housing markets in the nation. Could it be the beginning of Florida's next real estate crash? In this video, we're not just showing you a list, we're taking you inside 10 Florida cities where the market is quietly collapsing. Cities where people are leaving, where developers are stalling, where the American dream is, in real time, turning into a financial nightmare. This isn't just a correction. It's the crack before the quake. So sit tight, because what you're about to see might just change the way you look at Florida real estate forever. Welcome to Port Charlotte, once a coastal secret for savvy buyers chasing affordability and charm. Between 2020 and 2022, this town was red hot. Homes were flying off the market in days, with bidding wars and all-cash offers as far as the eye could see. But now? The silence is deafening. Home prices have dropped over 14%, falling from a median of $333,000 to $285,000. Listings that used to last 5 days are now stretching into 90-day marathons. And then there's the insurance nightmare. $7,000 to $9,000 annual premiums are the norm. Some owners are paying more for insurance than their mortgage. Developments sit unfinished. Buyers back out. Locals are leaving. Port Charlotte isn't just cooling, it's unraveling. Cape Coral, nicknamed Waterfront Wonderland, it was once the darling of Florida's real estate scene. But here's the reality: Cape Coral is drowning, just not in water. Since peaking in 2022, prices have fallen 15%. Inventory doubled. Homes are lingering for 75+ days. And after Hurricane Ian, insurance costs skyrocketed. Some policies cost as much as the mortgage itself, and investors? They're out. Fire sales are flooding the market. Airbnb properties are collecting dust, not guests. Cape Coral was built on optimism. In 2025, that optimism is drying up. Northport was once the poster child of post-pandemic growth. Affordable land, young families, new homes everywhere. But this kind of growth? It comes with a cost. Values are down 15%, with entire neighborhoods now filled with unsold homes and stalled construction sites. Adjustable rate mortgage resets are pushing new homeowners into foreclosure. Developers are desperate. Incentives, discounts, even free upgrades, anything to avoid more cancellations. And financing? It's tight. Lenders are nervous. Buyers are scarce. The buzz of Northport has faded, replaced with the eerie quiet of uncertainty. Palm Bay was a favorite for those priced out of nearby cities. Investors piled in, especially short-term rental owners hoping for passive income. But what happens when the passive part disappears? Prices are down roughly $15,000 citywide, but it's rentals feeling the heat. Units sit vacant. Renters are bargaining. Hosts are slashing nightly prices and still losing money. Add in new regulations on short-term rentals, and the math no longer works. Palm Bay's market isn't just cooling. It's sending a warning. When everyone rushes in, someone's left holding the bag. Port St. Lucie was once a boomtown of population growth, job opportunities, and exploding home values. But in 2025, the momentum is gone. Prices are down 7%, but it's the pace that's most telling. Homes now take 3 times longer to sell than in 2021. Offers fall through. Buyers ghost sellers. Confidence is vanishing. HOA fees are up. Insurance is up. And interest rates? Still sky high. Port St. Lucie is showing what happens when growth outpaces infrastructure. It's no longer a seller's market or even a balanced one. It's a stalled engine. What happens when Florida's most affordable city becomes unaffordable? Welcome to Poinciana, where low prices used to attract first-time buyers and retirees. But in 2025, that dream is slipping away. Home values are down nearly 10%. Insurance costs are out of control, some even higher than the monthly mortgage. Property taxes are spiking, and buyers? They're gone. Investors are cutting losses. Entire streets feel empty. Some homes are now being listed for less than they sold for in 2020. Poinciana promised a cheaper Florida. In 2025, it's become a case study in why affordability can disappear overnight. Deltona used to be the best of both worlds, close to Orlando, near the beach, but far cheaper than either, and now it's losing its edge. Prices have dropped over 12%. Pending sales fail at record rates. Over 25% collapsed in Q1 of this year alone. HOA fees are rising. Insurance is spiking. And perhaps most shockingly, population growth has reversed for the first time in over a decade and new buyers aren't arriving. Investors aren't interested. Deltona was once a family-friendly escape. In 2025, it's becoming a market in retreat. Nestled in central Florida, Ocala sold itself as the rural dream. Horses, wide open land, and quiet living, but dreams can fade fast. Home values are down 9%, and new builds have stalled. Insurance hikes are hitting even low-risk areas. Entire subdivisions have more for sale signs than neighbors. Even local governments are quietly lowering property assessments, a clear sign that long-term value is slipping. Ocala's charm is still there. But charm alone can't hold up a housing market. Tampa was the jewel of Florida's real estate boom. Tech, tourism, remote workers, it had it all, but now it's having a hard reset. Home prices have dropped over $23,000 on average. Inventory is up 55%, and many listings sit for months. Short-term rental operators are bailing. Investors are exiting. Even luxury condos are being slashed in price. Downtown projects are slowing. Suburbs are sitting stagnant. Buyer sentiment has shifted from FOMO to fear. Tampa isn't crashing yet, but it's headed for a serious correction unless something changes fast. And now, the city topping our list. Winter Haven, once a rising star known for lakeside living and new communities, it's now flashing every red flag. Values have plunged more than 15%. Insurance premiums are through the roof, some over $10,000 per year. New developments are empty. Builders are desperate. Homes are being listed below 2020 prices, and then there's the outmigration. More people are leaving than arriving. When that happens, the spiral deepens. Winter Haven isn't just cooling. It may be ground zero for Florida's 2025 housing collapse. So what's the takeaway? Florida's real estate market isn't collapsing, but it is correcting, and fast. These 10 cities are showing us that the party is over. If you're a buyer, be cautious. If you're a seller, be honest. If you're an investor, be alert, because the dream of Florida real estate, it's not dead, but in 2025, it's having a nightmare. Thanks for watching. If this helped open your eyes to what's happening in the market, hit that like button, share with someone who needs to see it, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that actually matter. We'll see you in the next